What if someone you trusted the most turned out to be a traitor? That's exactly what happens in the season 19 finale of Heartland. Gracie, the girl everyone thought was kind and loyal, is caught in a shocking act that leaves the whole ranch in disbelief. The laughter, the bonds, and the peace of Heartland suddenly seem fragile. And one question hangs in the air. How could Gracie betray the family she has always been part of? Heartland has always been a place of warmth, love, and trust. The ranch, with its sprawling fields and gentle horses, feels like a second home to everyone who steps foot there. Gracie is no exception. From the very first day, she has been helpful, cheerful, and always ready to lend a hand. Whether it's helping Amy with the horses, assisting Ty in the fields, or keeping the barn organized, Gracie has always been someone the Heartland family relies on. Her bright smile and hard-working attitude make her appear honest and dependable, a true part of the family. Everyone has welcomed her in, never imagining she could do anything wrong. But as the finale begins, small, almost unnoticeable cracks start appearing in the calm surface of the ranch life. It starts with little things. A misplaced tool, a missing piece of equipment, or a strange sound in the barn at night. At first, the family brushes it off. After all, Heartland is big, and things get lost all the time. But then, Amy notices it happening more often. Items she carefully keeps in order seem to vanish without explanation. There's a growing unease in the ranch, subtle but undeniable. Ty notices the tension too, feeling that something is off but unable to pinpoint what. Even the horses seem a little restless, sensing the change in the air. The ranch, which usually hums with familiar sounds and routines, now feels shadowed by an unknown presence, as if someone is silently crossing lines that should never be crossed. Meanwhile, Gracie continues to act normal, almost too normal. She smiles, jokes, and goes about her tasks with the same energy, never showing a hint of guilt or stress. This makes the situation even more confusing for Amy and Ty. How can someone so trusted be at the center of these strange events? Every day, the tension grows a little more, filling conversations with questions and suspicions. Even casual remarks about missing tools or unexplained messes start to sting, making everyone wonder if someone close to them could be responsible. The calm, familiar life of Heartland is beginning to feel fragile, as if it could shatter at any moment. The tension escalates further when Amy decides to investigate quietly, watching how Gracie behaves in different situations. She notices subtle gestures, Gracie hesitating before entering certain rooms, lingering near areas where items recently went missing, or giving awkward smiles when a question about a lost item is raised. It's small, almost unnoticeable, but to Amy, it's enough to spark worry. Ty notices it too, though he doesn't fully understand it yet. There's a growing sense that something hidden is happening, something that could shake the very trust a family has in one of their own. Heartland, a place that has always been about honesty and loyalty, is suddenly facing the possibility that one of its beloved members might be hiding a secret that could destroy the peace they have built over the years. Life on Heartland Ranch seems ordinary to the outside eye, but beneath the surface, tension is quietly mounting. Gracie, the girl everyone trusted without question, starts showing signs that something isn't quite right. It's not dramatic at first, no one sees her stealing outright, but there are small, almost invisible clues. A drawer left slightly open, a tool missing for a moment, the faintest hesitation before she speaks when Amy asks her a question, tiny things that seem insignificant alone, but together, they form a trail no one can ignore. To the untrained eye, Gracie is still the same cheerful, helpful presence, but those paying attention feel a growing unease. Amy starts noticing patterns she can't ignore. Whenever she checks the barn, certain items are gone, only to reappear in unusual places later. At first, she wonders if she's imagining things or misplacing them herself, but the frequency of the incidents makes it clear something is happening, and someone is responsible. Ty also senses the tension. He watches Gracie work, noticing how she sometimes glances around before going into certain rooms or stalls. Her smile, once warm and inviting, now feels slightly guarded, almost rehearsed. It's subtle, but to the family who knows her best, it's impossible to ignore. The ranch's usual rhythm begins to feel off. Horses seem restless as if they sense the unease, doors creak in empty barns, and shadows linger longer than they should. Even the wind feels heavier, carrying whispers of mistrust that weren't there before. Conversations are cautious now. Amy and Ty speak in hushed tones, sharing suspicions but avoiding accusations. The calm, familiar life of Heartland is being replaced by a quiet anxiety, one that gnaws at the edges of their peaceful days. Gracie's actions, though small, are slowly unraveling the sense of safety and trust the ranch has always relied on. Meanwhile, Gracie herself seems to be walking a careful line. She smiles and jokes as usual, helping with chores, feeding horses, and cleaning up around the barn. But sometimes she pauses in a way that hints at guilt or fear, quick to change the subject when questions about missing items arise. The contrast between her cheerful demeanor and the mysterious incidents around her creates a tension that's impossible to ignore. Every glance, every hesitation adds to the suspense, leaving viewers wondering, is Gracie truly the person she appears to be? Or is there something darker hidden behind that familiar smile? As the finale progresses, the tension grows more palpable. Amy starts piecing together the strange occurrences. Ty notices patterns he can't dismiss, and the audience is left on edge, knowing that a revelation is imminent. The ranch, once a place of certainty and warmth, is now a stage for secrets, betrayal, and a shocking truth that is waiting just around the corner. With every passing day, the calm life of Heartland moves closer to shattering, and Gracie, the trusted girl everyone believed in, is at the center of the storm. The ranch feels different, now heavier, charged with a tension that seems to hang in the air like an unspoken warning. Gracie, once the cheerful helper everyone trusted, is now moving through the day with careful, calculated steps. She knows eyes are on her, even if no one can prove anything yet. Every action is deliberate. A glance at the locked barn door, a pause near the storage shed, the faint hesitation before handling tools or supplies. It's subtle, almost imperceptible to those who aren't looking closely, but for Amy and Ty, the unease grows. Something is happening behind the smiles, the jokes, and the daily routines, and the ranch itself seems to sense it. Amy begins noticing more than just missing items. There are patterns, small but undeniable, that seem to point toward Gracie. A hoof pick left in the wrong place, a saddle that disappears and reappears without explanation, tiny things that only someone paying attention would notice. Amy's heart pounds each time she spots another anomaly. She struggles to reconcile. The girl she knows, the one who laughed with them, helped them, and became a part of the Heartland family, with the possibility that Gracie could be behind these unsettling incidents. Ty, too, feels it. There's a tension in Gracie's movements, a fleeting fear in her expression when the conversation turns to lost items. Her cheerful mask is slipping, just enough to make even the closest friends start to question everything. The suspense deepens when small confrontations begin. Amy casually asks about missing tools or misplaced items, and Gracie responds with practiced innocence, brushing off questions with smiles that now feel rehearsed. Every explanation feels too smooth, every gesture too perfect. Amy's instincts scream that something is wrong, but she can't yet put the pieces together. Meanwhile, Gracie starts taking more risks, moving through the barn and storage areas when she thinks no one is watching. Each step is like walking a tightrope, the risk of being discovered increasing with every moment. The audience feels the tension building. Every glance, every shadowed corner, every quiet step could be the moment the secret is exposed. Even the ranch animals seem to react to the growing unease. Horses shift nervously in their stalls, a dog growls at empty spaces, and the wind carries an almost eerie sound through the barns and fields. The environment mirrors the tension among the humans, a subtle, foreboding reminder that something is off, something is hidden, and the calm life of Heartland is unraveling in ways no one could have predicted. Viewers are left on the edge of their seats, hearts pounding, as the silent question lingers: how long can Gracie keep her secret? How long until the truth bursts out and shatters the trust the family has placed in her? As this part of the finale unfolds, the web of secrets tightens. The missing items, the suspicious glances, the hushed conversations all build toward a breaking point. Every small clue, every tiny act, is a thread pulling toward the inevitable revelation. The audience can feel it coming, yet the characters are still in the dark, walking unknowingly toward the moment when the calm, familiar world of Heartland will be shaken by betrayal. Tension, mistrust, and suspense dominate every corner of the ranch, and Gracie, the girl everyone believed in, is at the very center of this storm. The revelation of Gracie's actions hits the ranch like a sudden storm. What was once familiar and comforting now feels fragile and uncertain. Amy walks through the barn, her hands gripping the railing, trying to steady herself as the weight of betrayal sinks in. Every misplaced tool, every vanishing item now tells a story of broken trust. Ty stands nearby, his face a mixture of anger and disappointment, silent but heavy with unspoken words. The warmth and rhythm of Heartland's daily life have been replaced by tension, suspicion, and a lingering sense of unease. Even the ranch animals, sensitive to the emotions around them, react differently. Horses shift nervously in their stalls, and the wind seems to echo the unsettled feeling that grips the property. Gracie, on the other hand, feels the crushing weight of her choices. Her cheerful facade has completely dissolved, replaced by fear, guilt, and confusion. Every glance from Amy or Ty feels like an accusation, even when unspoken. The girl who once moved freely and confidently now hesitates, avoiding eye contact, shrinking into the shadows of the barn she once called home. She begins to realize that the betrayal is not just about missing items, it's about fractured relationships, the loss of trust, and the pain she's caused to the people who considered her family. Her every action, once harmless and routine, now feels like a reminder of what she has done, a secret hanging heavily in the air. Meanwhile, the rest of the ranch is left to process the shock. Conversations become cautious, every interaction tinged with doubt. Even small chores feel awkward, as though the entire environment has shifted. The once joyful and light-hearted Heartland family is now marked by suspicion and hurt. The silence between Amy and Ty is heavy, punctuated only by the occasional sigh or whispered conversation. Everyone is trying to reconcile their memories of Gracie with the reality of her actions. What makes it more painful is that her betrayal didn't come from an enemy or outsider, it came from someone they welcomed into their hearts, someone they trusted implicitly. Amid the tension, a storm of emotions brews: anger, confusion, sorrow, and the faintest spark of hope for understanding. The ranch is no longer just a place of daily life. It has become a stage for difficult choices and complicated emotions. The camera of a faceless video lingers on every subtle detail: Gracie's hesitant steps, Amy's tense posture, Ty's clenched fists, and the restless animals. Every element tells the story of consequences unfolding, of trust broken and hearts questioning whether reconciliation is possible. The audience feels the weight of the fallout, experiencing the pain and uncertainty as if they are walking. The ranch feels different, now quieter, heavier, as if every corner holds a memory of what was broken. Gracie stands alone for a moment, the weight of her choices pressing down like never before. The barns, the fields, and even the horses seem to echo her guilt, reminding her that the trust she once had is now fragile, maybe even shattered. Yet beneath the tension, a flicker of something else appears, a chance, however small, to make things right. Her eyes meet Amy's across the barn, and for the first time, there's a hint of understanding, a silent plea for forgiveness, a question hanging in the air: can trust ever be rebuilt? Amy and Ty exchange quiet glances, their hearts torn between anger and compassion. The audience can sense that the family isn't ready to let go completely, but the road ahead is uncertain. Conversations are hesitant, apologies unspoken, and every small action carries weight. Gracie's redemption won't be instant. It will be earned, step by careful step, through honesty, courage, and a willingness to face the consequences of her actions. The ranch, once a place of certainty and routine, has now become a place of reflection, where choices matter, and where forgiveness is possible but not guaranteed. Even as the emotional tension lingers, the visuals hint at hope. Slow shots of the sun breaking through clouds over the Heartland fields, a horse quietly nuzzling Gracie's hand, and a gentle breeze rustling through the barns suggest that life, though shaken, will continue. The audience is left with a powerful mixture of suspense and curiosity. Will Gracie find the courage to make amends, or will the shadow of betrayal follow her forever? Every frame, every sound, and every pause builds toward a dramatic cliffhanger, keeping viewers on the edge of their seats. The finale closes with a lingering question, echoing in every corner of Heartland. How will the bonds of family and friendship survive? The ranch, filled with memories of laughter and trust, now carries the weight of secrets and choices. As Gracie takes a tentative step forward, the camera lingers on her shadow stretching across the barn floor, a symbol of uncertainty, reflection, and the hope that redemption may yet be possible. The audience is left captivated, heart racing, wondering what the next chapter holds for Gracie, Amy, Ty, and the entire Heartland family. The story ends here. For now, the ranch feels silent. Now, almost as if it is holding its breath. Every character carries the weight of what has happened: Amy's thoughtful gaze, Ty's tight-lipped concern, and Gracie's hesitant steps through the barn. The betrayal has left scars that aren't easily healed, and the warmth of Heartland feels distant, replaced by tension, doubt, and the shadow of mistrust. Yet, even in this moment of uncertainty, there is a faint glimmer of hope, a reminder that families, even when tested, can find a way forward. Gracie stands alone in the fading sunlight, her face a mixture of guilt and determination. She knows she must make a choice: continue down a path of secrets and lies, or confront her mistakes and try to earn back the trust she has broken. Her hands shake slightly as she touches the railing of the barn, and for the first time in the episode, the audience sees vulnerability, not just fear, but the possibility of redemption. It's a powerful moment, showing that even the deepest mistakes can lead to growth if one is brave enough to face them. Amy and Ty watch from a distance, torn between anger and hope. The silence is broken only by the sound of the wind rustling through the fields and the distant whinny of a horse, creating a dramatic, almost cinematic pause. The ranch, a place that has seen laughter, love, and hard work for generations, now becomes the stage for reflection, forgiveness, and unresolved tension. Viewers are left with an emotional whirlwind, questioning whether Gracie will take the first step toward redemption, whether the family will forgive, and how these events will shape the future of Heartland. The finale ends on a powerful cliffhanger. The screen lingers on Gracie walking toward the barn doors, her shadow stretching long across the dusty floor. The sun sets slowly behind the ranch, casting a golden yet somber light over the scene. A text overlay appears: "Trust broken, secrets revealed." Will Heartland survive the storm? The dramatic music swells and fades, leaving viewers with racing hearts and an insatiable curiosity for the next season. It's a perfect ending for a faceless video, captivating, suspenseful, and unforgettable, leaving the audience desperate to see what happens next.